Johanna, thanks very much for joining us. It would be good to get your perspective there from Bosch on, I guess, what people should be thinking about in terms of data.
Or what I would encourage people to think about is really making data available digitally and not just manually. What we find in this industry, at least in my experience, is that there is building data available, but it finds itself in silos. So property management has a bit of information, the facility management has a bit of information, the owners frequently have the least amount of information, but everybody is after the same data, be it for ESG reporting or be it then for building optimization, for example, or just reporting to the bank. So I would like to see a world where this data is available A, digitally, so that the access is easier, and B, centrally, so that everybody can use the data that needs the data.
And I suppose when you're looking at optimization, how does that work in terms of your clients?
So if you measure a building's performance anyway, in my view, there is a real opportunity to use that obligation to look at the building optimization and the opportunities for saving in the same go. See, if you go into a building and technically onboard it such that you can measure the performance, you might as well use the opportunity to enable your building to not just measure, but to also control the building. The technical solutions for that are already there, and the hurdles to deploy them are not as high as people think. So what I would personally encourage people to do is view the obligation for ESG reporting really as an opportunity to interact with your building and optimize your building, and make it ultimately transparent for all the building's users, including your tenant.
And you mentioned there some of the challenges. What are those, and I guess what are some of the solutions available for that?
The challenges I find are lower and fewer than people think. It seems to me that one of the biggest challenges is really to get people to engage with what is already possible. The second challenge is, frankly, investment. I see a lot of people who talk to us about savings and wanting to finance all this through savings, and I understand this is a sign of the times and that is always where you go to. Whereas I would encourage people to see that as an investment into future-proofing your building and ultimately maintaining its value. Because I, for one, am absolutely certain that in a short amount of time, it will make a difference in the pricing, whether your building is transparent or not. People already talk about a building passport. That will be a thing to come and to stay. So I would say to people, if you want to maintain value, look at that. And also look at what your tenants want. Your tenants want optimized buildings. They want to create spaces they want to use again, especially in the office space. Here is your opportunity to combine kind of an obligation with an opportunity to really, as I said, engage with your building, potentially increase its value, but certainly maintain its value.
Yeah, and I think data is playing an increasingly important role there. Thanks very much for joining us, Johanna.
Thank you so much, Richard.